What's going on, guys? Greg Bear here of Greg's Halfling Garden channel, and in today's video I'm going to be building the cheapest low tunnel you could possibly imagine. Overall, the cost of this is going to be about $20 for a 20-foot low tunnel, which is fairly cheap, and the materials you can find at Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot or anywhere pretty much. So with that being said, let's roll the intro. So for those of you who don't know what a low tunnel is, I'm going to throw a picture up here right now. So that's a low tunnel. It's usually under 3 feet tall and, can vary in length from pretty much whatever you want. I've seen them thousands of feet long in a field. They're really mainly to use to grow mostly greens, because with greens, they can be thrown outside when the temperature is pretty much at 40 degrees and above. With a low tunnel, they really don't need any external heating for the most part. So you can get your greens in the ground for where I am in upstate New York. You can probably get them in the ground pretty much in the beginning of March, and then have greens all the way up until maybe mid to late November if you're lucky with a season extension like a low tunnel like this. So let's go over some of the parts we're going to need for this. I got this. This is a 9-gauge wire. You'll find this near the chain link fence. This is what they use to tie them together. It's really thick. This is of course an experiment. I don't know if it's 100% going to work, but it's very sturdy, flexible enough where I can bend it into a hoop, and cheap enough. It was only $10 for I think 50 feet of this, so I can make a ton of hoops just in case we do get light snowfall and the snow kind of bunches up on the top. I can have enough hoops where it won't sag down and completely ruin the whole thing. And then next thing we're going to need is some kind of plastic sheeting. You can pretty much find this at any store in the whole country, I would say. I just look for the thickest but cheapest thing I could find. I know they make stuff 6mm and above, which I would love to get, and it has usually like a UV rating on it, but I just got simple plastic sheeting that I found in the paint aisle. It's 3.5mm, which is still thick enough. It's probably about 2 or 3 times thick as your average garbage bag, which is perfect. It might last a couple years, that's okay. This is kind of just an experiment for me. I don't usually grow greens right now, so just gonna wing this one. And this is 250 square feet, measures 10 feet by 25 feet. Now, if I had another person with me, I'd probably cut this in half, but it's a windy day and I'm by myself, so I definitely cannot cut this in half right now. It'll just fly everywhere. So I'll probably just end up folding it together to make a 25-foot by 5-foot, 7mm thick layer of plastic, which will be awesome. I'll have the double layer cover, give me a little extra heat retention in there. And as far as the hoops go, I decided I actually have this old whiskey barrel, and I'm gonna bend the wire around it. I actually did one already here. No, it's not perfect, but once it's in the ground, it'll probably be in the ground at least over a foot here, and then form a nice hoop, because I'm just growing a black seed Simpson lettuce, which definitely isn't gonna get over a foot tall, so I don't even really need that much height, but just in case I wanted to grow something else in there, maybe throw some carrots in there at the end of the fall or something, we'll see. This is a total experiment for me, so let's get started bending some hoops. Alright, we got all the hoops made here. I think I made about 8 of them, and they aren't anything to brag about. They're definitely not perfect, but I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for something cheap that'll still work, and this should hopefully do the job. Like I said, this wire is very rigid, so I should be able to throw this at least a foot in the ground and then create a very strong hoop here to lay the plastic over. All right, now we can go take a look at the bed. We're going to put the low tunnel on. I already cleared all the mulch and weeds and everything off of it, so it's just a nice fresh surface with clean, beautiful compost on it, and we can start throwing these hoops on. Let's go. I don't know the exact length of this plot here. I think it's right around 20 feet, so we might have a little bit of excess play to work with here. And it's about 24 inches wide. Like I said, it's already cleared off, all ready to accept some seeds. And we're going to start putting hoops on each end and then work our way in. Probably about every 2 feet we'll put a hoop, and then we'll go on to the plastic. So let's get those hoops in. bit windy out, so this might go flying everywhere. Who knows? Now that I got the plastic down and I laid these boards down on the backside, I'm actually going to staple the plastic to the boards to help keep it in place if it gets really windy. Not going to go crazy wild with the staples, just enough to hold it, because I might want to use these stakes for actual gardening for my cucumbers and stuff, so I might have to peel the plastic off them eventually. So just a couple staples to hold in place, nothing crazy. Yeah, that should be good enough. And I'm going to use the same pieces of wood on the front. I'm not sure if I'm going to staple those on yet. I might just leave those as is. Before I put the wood on the front, I'm actually going to plant the seeds now. I'll show you the packets I got for that. Get this open back up for a second. Let's see. I'm going to find the seeds. Alright, got some easy seeds here. Some black seeded Simpson and some mesclun blend. Most of this is going to be the black seeded, just a little bit of the mesclun on the end. I don't know if I'm going to sell these at the stand or eat them myself. This is just a little bit of an experiment to try this out. I've grown greens a lot in the past, just wanted to try to get them going a little earlier out here. There is still a chance of snow out here up until the beginning of May, so I have like a month and a week left-ish, something like that before. So we'll see what happens. And as far as instructions go, it gives you how many ounces of seeds you need for how many feet. I'm just going to follow this. We need to have the seedlings thinned out to 9 to 12 inches, so I'll probably just plant them every 10 inches or so. Nice squares. It'd be way easier if I had a seeder, but those things cost like $200 to start just for a cheap one, so I have to do this by hand. It's kind of annoying, but what can you do? Got everything spread out, so just gotta come along here and fluff up the soil and tamp it down. The seeds only need to be a 1/4 inch in, so this should be perfect. Get it nice and mixed in just on the top 1/4 inch layer like so. And hopefully you get the idea with that. That's how I plant my lettuce seeds. I'm usually very successful with that too. And after this, just gotta give it a quick watering. Unfortunately, my hose nozzle actually just broke, and I don't want to use just the hose. It might wash some stuff away, so I have to go to the store and buy a new hose nozzle. I mean, you guys probably don't want to see me actually just water these anyway, so we'll just skip to closing this up, getting the wood on the front, and tying off the ends and be done with it. All right. There we are, the finished product. Just got an old pot on the one side and then a log on the other to keep it nice and safe. So far so good. Everything's watered. We are all good to go. And all under 20 bucks for this. It all works out good. Just gotta tighten that up a little more, pull this plastic that way a little more and we should be good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe you got a little inspired from this. You want to do something like this on your own now. Like I said, everything you can find pretty much at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, any place with a hardware store is going to have plastic and some kind of galvanized wire. I know the galvanized wire I got specifically was with the chain link fence at Lowe's, but I'm sure any place has something similar like that. It's thick like that. You do need a very strong pair of pinchers to cut that stuff. It is crazy strong. All right, and with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely consider giving it a like. If you want to see more, definitely consider subscribing to the Greg's Halfling family and become one of my halflings. And if you want to stay in the know for all my future uploads, make sure to turn on that notification bell and make sure it's set to notifications on always. And I hope to see you guys all next adventure. Greg Bear out.